Okay, and we're live. So, yep, gonna do a shorter stream today. We're just gonna read the chapter of Kagurabachi, and if we have time, there's a little fun little 8-minute One Piece video that I found. I only watched the beginning of it, and I was like, you know what, I can react to that. So we'll watch that if we have time. New chapter should be coming out any minute. Um, Man, that ending of the last chapter had me stoked with the anti-Samura squad, or with Samura's protection squad becoming the anti-Samura squad. Just makes perfect sense. And it's got me hyped up because I wasn't sure how they would be able to defeat the Samura at all. I thought maybe Shiba would have to do it. That's why I was super psyched when Shiba showed up at the end of at the temple to save Chihiro. I thought Shiba was going to fight him, but no, we're saving that for later. So we're getting Chihiro plus them fighting. Problem is, I don't know what Chihiro can do. I mean, we saw last chapter, or no, 2 chapters ago, he just got completely like embarrassed. Got like speed blitz by him. So it's like, yeah, he's back. He's got his sword and everything, but like, I don't know what he's going to be able to do. Should be. This happened yesterday or last time. Yeah, let me check something. I should know that they don't come out exactly on the hour. But I don't want to. I could just watch the video early. I don't know if I want to, but you know what? Here, we can just go back through 60. Again, I know this is Shonen Jump. The quality is not going to be great, but I don't want to be doing a pirating website while I'm on stream. So, yeah, they're resealing that. So that's, that was interesting. They're resealing the Shinuichi, 3/5 complete. They're actually considering using it, but it's like, no, that's crazy, man. All over Japan is like insane. He's got insane reach with Owl there, like absurd. And so yeah, it's implied that he somehow, with his sword technique, was able to kill Chihiro and then revive him. Like he says your heart stopped. You were confirmed dead. So does that? I mean, they don't mention it, so I'm like, I don't think that unbinds him from his sword like at all. Because as I was saying, then maybe he did the same thing to Uraha, and like he's actually dead. But there's no mention of Chihiro being unbinding from his sword and having to rebind. So it still wouldn't make sense how Hirohiku. Hirohiku got it. So every time I get Hirohiku and Hiyuki messed up, well, I mean their names are very similar, so I guess it's understandable. I'm telling you, just like the cinematics of this shot where like we see the elevator open, Chihiro, and then boom, all those guys there. Let's get fighting. Let's go. So, yeah, no, it was a lot of, as you can see, there was a lot of just setup for what's the finale of this arc, which I assume is going to be, a versus Samura thing. So I'm really psyched about that. Samura is from his introductory chapter. I was into it. Like that first chapter of him. No, great, my thing's broken. He's been. Oh, okay, we got it. Let me share my screen. Never mind. Okay, Chapter 61. Night battle. Oh, this is. Oh man. See, I wish I need to. I don't. Is I think that's Samura's sword, right? Because we get a lot of like close ups on his hilt, because that's how he does his like echolocation. But I feel like I don't know what these other two swords are. So yeah, they're just all chilling, eating snacks. That's kind of funny. Um, this is how we operate. For the time being, you're Masumi's new master. You guys are too overprotective. Oh, so they're now supposed to protect Chihiro. Your wounds haven't completely healed. Yeah, but I can feed myself. Oh, yeah. I was even paying attention. Look, yeah, they're feeding. He's feeding him. He's wiping his mouth. He's pouring his drink. That's funny. That's a good sign. The Masumi. Yeah. Any word about Uruha? No, not yet. Wait, is that him asking or wait? It's the girl who's next to him. So this is the girl. No, not yet. Well, I get where the forensics are coming from, but they've never had a specimen with an enchanted blade with an enchanted sword contract of 18 years. Yeah, but we just need to know if he's dead or not. Like the blonde dude said, better not get your hopes up. She was blonde. I thought she had gray hair. Like I said, it's kind of blonde. I don't know. Let's take stock of the situation. Right now, the Kaminabi, Hishaku, and Samura are all in a three-way deadlock. That's crazy. Samura himself is matching the Kaminami and the Hishaku. The leadership sent us to take some kind of preemptive action, but while you were resting, the scoured landscape and dude, it's too early. I don't know why. We scoured the landscape and found no trace of the Hishaku. It's like that wild rampage 3 days ago never happened. Well, if they've been flying under the radar for 4 years, we can't track them down in 2 days. Yeah, it makes sense. You know, they come out, do a big thing, and just go right back into hiding. The information you got out of that one Hishaku was huge. Yeah, he was a real talker. Mr. Samura, on the other hand, left us a hell of a trail, even in broad daylight. If we can trace the spirit energy to its source, we'll find his location. The leader's thing is an enchanted blade detector. If you draw N10, Mr. Samura might try to find you and kill you. Wow. In other words, we can fight Mr. Samura anytime we want. Yeah. No. That makes perfect sense. Where are the Kaminami's best counterattack Samura force? Personally, we want to knock some sense into him as soon as possible, and the Kaminami want to eliminate the threat of Mr. Samura ASAP too. On the other hand, only Mr. Samura can put pressure on the Hishaku. Right now, the last thing we want to do is let the Hishaku force our hand, because innocent bystanders could be harmed. If we launch into a battle with Mr. Samura without intel on the Hishaku, it could be a disaster. Don't draw your enchanted sword. Is there a plan? Yeah, there is. We have leverage. What does that? Oh, okay. Well, I read a little bit ahead. A hostage? Yes. What you might call the only chink in Samura's armor, his daughter. We could have had Samura in the palm of our hands, but what? Look, unfortunately, just over a year ago, cause of death, acute heart failure. So she's already dead. Mr. Samura had a daughter? I mentioned that we paid a visit to Mr. Samura's family, right? He and his wife divorced long ago and were living apart. But if she's dead now... When I heard he killed you once, it occurred to me that for Mr. Samura, death is how he distances himself from people he cares about. Wait, you aren't suggesting. What are you talking about? During our service to Mr. Samura, he only used us once as ninja, and that was to fake her death. Oh, so she is alive. Oh, so then they know where she is. 3 years ago, the Kaminami put contracted sword bearers and families under surveillance and protection, restricting their activities for their safety. Mr. Samura hated that his daughter had to endure that because of him. I guess he anticipated this might happen. He didn't want the Kaminami to use her against him. You mean, yes, Mr. Samura's daughter is living under a secret identity. But using a relative as hostage? Don't worry, we never do that. We have no intention of bringing her into the fight. That's not the crucial part. Do you really think that his Shaku intend to just obediently battle Mr. Samura after he fulfills the agreement? That killing machine? That would be suicide. Naturally, they've got something up their sleeves to protect themselves, right? And Mr. Samura has only one weakness. She's their leverage. Impossible. She's completely undetectable. Between the convenient timing and the little inconsistencies with the fake body and the phony medical records, they may have caught on to the fact that she's still alive. Even so, there's no way we could track her down, not with that spell cast on her. That spell makes it impossible for others to recognize her as Suichi Samura's daughter. Seiichi? Okay, this is... Yeah, this is interesting. This is not as expected. When you see a chapter called Night Battle, I was expecting, like, we're fighting some Hishaku member. Not Samura already, but... No, just more background on Samura. She herself wouldn't realize she's a daughter, even if she met him. That was the price Mr. Samura paid to ensure her freedom and safety, to sever the memory of her connection to the other. That's what I mean by unpredictable. But the Hishaku succeeded in assassinating Kunishi Rokuhira. They undid the seal on the Shinoichi in just 3 years. We can't afford to underestimate their powers as sorcerers. Is there a way to determine if the spell on her is still intact? If something changes, I can detect it. So far, there hasn't been an issue. Well, the worst case, I already see that. My eyes immediately went to that left page, but in the worst case scenario, it might be a good idea to check it out. If the Shaku is putting its hopes on defeating Samura on her, taking her into our custody would serve as a check against both Mr. Samura and the Hishaku. Good point. Where is she? Kyoto. And, oh, dude, the owl in the back. Ooh, oh! New Hishaku member. I want to slice something too. Kuguri. Okay, this guy, new Hishaku member, Kaguri. Got like a sword thing going on here. Interesting. Don't walk around carrying the enchanted blade. You can't even use it yet. It's just making me nervous. Ooh. What enchanted blade does he have? But I need to deepen my understanding and preparation for when I can. Sojo said it was important. Sojo. And do you feel that happening? No, not now. It's contracted someone else, but my love's... What? My love's still unrequited. Gross. Yura sent a message to each team. It's almost time. Okay. So I'm gonna say, like, does this mean they operate in two-man cells? But no, Hirohiku was on his own. Hatshaku, we've only ever seen him on his own. And then the guy with the collar, I mean, maybe he's one of their partners. I don't know. This is interesting. But Sojo. Yeah, I mean, Sojo was working with the Hishaku. I kind of forgot about that. Thanks to Hirohiko, this is going to be a hassle. His tactics and kills are so half-assed. Yura spoils him too much. Don't talk like that. Yura and those guys are constrained right now. Hirohiko's in rehab and can't touch the enchanted blade. Poor thing. Well, at least we get to kill. It's been a while. Excited our jobs to kidnap a kid? Should be fun. But what's the target? No idea. What? According to Yura, she can't be found. So it's a gamble. Risky. Hirohiko's just like Yura. He also said that. If we wait, they'll reveal the goods. And then that's Samura's daughter. Okay. So we got our squad going to Kyoto. They're going to meet up and we're going to fight these guys before we can even start to think about trying to fight Samura, because he's just way too strong. If they have the leverage, it's the only chance they have. And it makes sense that they wouldn't want to fight Samura right away, because it's like, hey, maybe he'll start killing a couple Hishaku members before. Right. It's like no sense to kill him now when he's also trying to fight the Hishaku members. So sort of a. Well, I'm thinking it's like it's just like when I'm just jumping to Naruto. It's just like when Orochimaru let Naruto and his Team 7 like stay alive, because he's like, yeah, you guys will kill a couple more Akatsuki members. I'm not going to kill you now. I'll just let you go. I'll just let you do your thing, and then I'll come and kill you. So that's kind of what they're doing here. They want to see if they can get Samura to take out more Hishaku members. So this is very interesting. If the Hishaku get her, Samura's not going to kill them. Like, right? So it depending on who gets this, kind of gets Samura on their side. They said it's a 3-way deadlock, with Samura himself being like the third partner of that, which is absurd. It's just absurd. I love how where'd we go? Oh yeah, no, this, yeah. I love this. You can just see the eye, the giant eye in the background. Nuts. And yeah, it's risky for this guy to be carrying an enchanted blade. Like, if this gets let out at all, Samura is like, boom, coming to you. And he, honestly, that's, you know what, that's probably going to happen. That's probably what's going to happen. Either his sword is going to be open. We don't know which one this is. It's one of the remaining two. Either his sword will be unsheathed and open, or Chihiro's will. Samura is going to see it, and he'll show up in the middle of all this. And I think that's where we'll go from there. I think that's what's going to happen. So, very, very interesting. And is the girl, hanging out with him. So what we know Yura, Hakushaku, Hirohiko. I forgot his name, but the guy with the collar. Now this guy, Kuguyuri, and the girl. We don't know her name yet, though, right? Let me just read through this again. I don't think we learned her name. So we're at 6, so that means there's 4 more members of this Shaka we have yet to meet. So very, very interesting. So yeah, again, good chapter. Just, we're still setting up the pieces for the finale, the final action scenes of this arc, So, excuse me. So, I have about another 20 minutes. So I wanted to watch a bit of this video, because I, saw the beginning part of this, and I'm like, this is stupid. This is so basically this is One Piece. Jello, I really don't know who this guy is. I just saw this video, and we're gonna watch a bit of this. I want to do, yeah, there we go. That way you can see the screen. So yeah, we're gonna go through this and react to it, because it's kind of ridiculous.
OPs is the story of Loosey Goosey.
Dog. Joking, bro? Skip.
Old Peas is the Loop, so now he's all wiggly. He's made of rubber. How did that happen?
Yo, the government has been lying to you. Our true history is written on magic Legos. The gum fruit isn't real. There are weasels on the moon. Cast away your shackles, my...
Okay, I mean the intro like loosey goosey. That's just dumb, but no, it's funny. Yeah, it's like, oh, the government isn't real. Blah blah blah. Like all the conspiracy elements of One Piece.
Rise!
It's the great age of pirates. A pirate is defined as anyone who sails a boat. And Lucy...
Okay, the marine sailboats. Everyone sails on a boat. That's the only way you could get between the islands.
Goosey's gonna be king of them all. To do that, he needs to conquer the Grand Line, an inaccessible ocean that you can easily leave and come back to. I mean,
Yeah, so this is what I saw originally. I got to this far, I'm like, oh boy, this is gonna be something, because obviously this guy hasn't watched the show. He just hasn't, because it's explained so many times. You cannot exit the Grand Line. Because right here, it's a calm belt. And the calm belt has no winds, no waves, and is filled with sea beasts, sea kings. Right? So the only people who can actually cross this are the world government, because they have sea stone coated ships that the sea beasts can ignore. And they also have they have boats that can propel themselves. This boat right here there's no way it's getting across something. So that's just not true. It's this guy. This one maybe I'm like, this guy's never seen this show.
Grand Line, an inaccessible ocean that you can easily leave and come back to. I mean, if you need to, if you forgot your keys or something, it's not a big deal. You can just go.
Yeah, no, you can't.
People on the Grand Line have the power of devil fruits, fueled by the dreams of what humanity could be. You know those dreams we all got. I want to wear someone like a jacket.
That's the best devil fruit, bro.
I want to squeeze a person until milk comes out.
I want to gain weight.
I also want to gain weight, but in a more useless
Hey.
I hope nobody notices we have the exact same powers.
Okay. Kind of. Pika, the Zaru kind of has the same power as Pika, but just significantly bigger. Pizarro is so much bigger than Pika. And honestly, we haven't figured out exactly what he can do. Can he something that I really find interesting is could he move? Could he move the island itself and just make Hachinosu the world's biggest pirate ship or something? I don't know. I don't even remember what his is. Groose is weird stuff. Okay, I don't remember these guys. I'm just move on. But,
there are dozens of devil fruits, each with different powers that make them all distinct. Asterisk. Parameciums are silly boys that turn you into a sinky, stinky weirdo. Loogie Froogies, you control or an element. You can squoogle your body to avoid attacks and also generate
something,
which parameciums can't do, except for the ones that can. Those are called special parameciums, which...
Okay. No, honestly, that's a good description of Logia's. Paramecia is just... It gives you an ability to do something. That's it.
Can also be spelled like this. And then there's furries. But they're ugly. With such very...
Okay, yeah, kind of.
Powers. Yeah. Old Peas is pretty wacky. Which is to say most fights are just two people whacking each other until one of them decides to fall down.
Is that not every fight? I'm confused. Is every fight is just you do enough damage to the guy so they can't get up? Is it a bad thing? Now, yes, you can definitely find more strategic fighting in shows like Naruto or Jujutsu Kaisen, but there still is a decent amount of thought put into these fights, and it's not just punch back, punch back. It's more than that.
I swear some of these are good. Give me an Usopp or a Robin fight. What do you mean?
A Robin fight? Usopp, yeah. Usopp, when he shows out, he shows out. It's great. In Alabasta, good fight. Usopp versus Luffy in Water 7, that's a great fight. Usopp versus Perona, that's a great fight. Which just makes me mad that he's literally done nothing outside of... He hasn't done anything post-time skip outside of Dressrosa. But Robin, who does she? She fights. She doesn't even get a fight in Annie's lobby. She fights one of the priests in Skypiea. And that was like a whatever fight. She fights Black Maria and Wano. That's pretty good. But like, it's weird to add Robin as
like the strongest character.
Well, okay, whoa, I missed something.
So one of them decides to fall down. I swear some of these are good. Him and Usopp are a rock fight. What do you mean Robin doesn't get any fight? She's like the strongest character.
She's not a fighter. She's an archaeologist. Like Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji are the fighters. She's not a fighter. She's an archaeologist. She's like a support character.
Oh,
sexism. That's
come aboard and bring a long chapter count for the biggest serialized adventure manga in history.
Oh no!
Only to find that the adventure stories aren't as good as the thriller and espionage ones. And
so what was he? I'm sorry, I'm just trying to process it. So is he saying like the Skypiea type adventure stories are not as good as Water 7 like espionage? I mean, just because I like Water 7 better than Skypiea doesn't mean like I don't think that's kind of
the author should probably just be writing that. Revel in excitement and watch as Lucy has to punch the bad man in order to stop the natural disaster from crashing down and destroying an island that's.
I mean, no, Punk Hazard he just blows up. Like he just died. Like this thing isn't even a Skypiea. Yeah, Fishman Island is trash. We don't even talk about that. But so yeah, it's
shaped like a circle. This is every single arc. Sometimes Oda gets worried that the 12-year-old boys
shaped like
who
a
read
circle.
his
It's shaped like a
don't think it's cool enough. So he decides to draw everything on fire for a few panels and then forgets about it.
He's on fire! He must be from the jungle!
What?
The stakes still aren't high enough! Quick! Hit him with a poison that doesn't work!
That's actually kind of funny. Hit him with a poison that doesn't work. Yeah, it's funny.
See the crew. We're cruising the sea.
But I don't want any pro.
Alola Molazo is the right-hand man who holds his swords like an idiot and can teleport in front of any woman, so long as it's for sexist reasons. Nami is a cat bird.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I wanted to address. Bro, didn't you give me time to address the first one? Teleports in front of. You're saying like he saves characters that are too weak to save themselves, and that's a sexist like. What I'm trying to even think of an example. Like I can't even think of one. That's just weird. Like Zoro's whole backstory is that he's not sexist. Zoro's like the least sexist. He gets the whole thing. He's like, you got to become the best. He says swordsman, but that's just the term. He's like, you got to become the best.
Allegations. Our crew has.
Oh, wait.
Even the rest of the crew combined for sexist reasons.
All right, I want to see Nami. No. Just no.
Fine.
That doesn't happen. Why? Okay. Dude, why do you make Usopp is not that color, man. That's all I'm saying.
Our crew has decided to cut ties with Mr. Vinsmoke. We are currently in talks to replace him with the hot, suave, good version of Sanji from the Netflix adaptation. Oh, okay. Now, Robin.
Okay. Don't do Sanji like that. Sanji's a good character. Excluding Fishman Island. But again, we don't talk about Fishman Island.
With the hot, suave, good version of Sanji.
Let's see what he says about Robin, because he already said it.
Now, Robin
he's the best character.
The most interesting character in One Piece.
She's a woman!
Where is this coming from? Like, yeah, she is. She is a very interesting character. Zoro like likes her a lot. Like, this isn't an issue in the story.
Sorry, I guess that's all the time we have.
Awaken to a world of wonder.
Stupid.
In Final Fantasy 14.
Shut up.
Marketable plushie.
Yep.
Fish. Bones. The rest. Name the Mizunaz the main cast, where most of them are so mid that their boat has more personality than they do.
No.
You didn't tell me our boat was from the
Straw has
jungle.
good backstories and good
Trade in your
introductions.
straw hat for a tinfoil one and delve deep into the mysteries of the world. Fight back against an all-powerful evil government, the lapdogs who work as their enforcers, except the ones the author thinks we're supposed to like.
the author thinks we're supposed to like. Like, no, these are. Oh my god, the Marines aren't the bad guys. It's yes, the head up Marines and these 5 guys are bad. Yes, the 5 elders are bad, but like Garp and Aokiji are not bad guys. They're doing the best with what they can. Garp knows these guys are bad guys. He turned down an admiral position because he would have to work directly under these guys. He's like, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to do my own thing. Aokiji left the Marines, and yeah, sure, now he's a pirate with Blackbeard, but I mean, yeah, I kind of destroyed my own argument there.
Like,
whatever.
even though they're
But it's the Marines are.
free the
What have they done that's so awful? What has Garp done that's awful? What has Garp like ever done? Like he caught Roger, but not really, because we know now that Roger turned himself in. Like, what did Garp do? He helped. Okay, yeah, he did protect slaves at God Valley. Yeah, you know what? That's a good point. He did fight to save the government's slaves on God Valley. So yeah, fair point. And now QG has probably killed a bunch of people with Blackbeard.
oppressed peoples of the world in a setting where all slaves will eventually become racist slavers themselves. Oh, that.
Oh, dude, he's gonna make me talk about Fishman Island, but that's just like not the point of Fishman Island. Like the whole point of that is to not do that.
It's not good. Listen. The author has great ideas, but he's not always so good at the execution. Just look how long it takes for him to execute this freckle guy.
I'm not even engaging
Hey, don't
with
worry,
that argument.
Loopy. We got a better one in the back. And guess what, baby? He's from the jungle!
Dude, is this supposed to be like? I don't get it. Is that funny? Is it a joke?
Jungle lore was actually foreshadowed in exactly one panel 400 chapters ago. You feel stupid for not noticing.
I mean, look, aside from the whole you don't feel stupid, like foreshadowing is not a bad thing. Like, I don't understand that. Foreshadowing is one of the best parts about it, because when you reread it, it's like, oh, like, you know what I mean? Like that happens all the time when you reread it. So I don't this is an argument against foreshadowing that's not necessary for the plot. It's like, yeah, you're not supposed to pick up on the Nika allegories in Skypiea the first time around. But when you get to Wano and then you look back, it's like, oh, interesting, right? So it's not a detriment to the story. And if anything, it just enhances it.
No, don't worry. If you missed it, you can always catch up on the lore by skimming a fan wiki that insists on spelling every proper noun wrong, because that's what some weebs called them back in 2001.
Here, my man, let me pay you in bellies.
What's that? You think these bellies and the story are both overstuffed?
Okay, so what we're making, it's bad that there's a wiki, and yeah, okay, yeah, the L's switching for R things is, yeah, that's just annoying, but
editors. Old
he's like
Peas
making
has
these people darker than they
1100
are
chapters
for like
and
no
twice as
reason.
many named characters. I'm sure all of these guys are absolutely essential. How many of them could you possibly cut while telling the
Oh, is he gonna go through
story?
it? No, you telling me he ain't cutting all these guys from Jenny Agasaki? They do nothing. You can cut like all these characters. Pearl, Fair, Gaimon's essential to the plot. What else? The Shigi. I don't even remember who that is. Oh, that's the crab? That's not a character, it's a crab. What do you mean cut to Shigi? That's sexist. Who? Oh no, he's gonna go all the way through. I can't cut all the priests except for these two, I guess. What? I don't understand. Whoa. Okay, wait. Cut Jabra, right? Because we don't need. God. What's down here? Okay, dude, I genuinely don't know any. Okay, these are no, those are all filler characters. Those are not real characters. You can't. I haven't. I'm just I'm not gonna do everything, but I'm just trying to skim through cut literally every character. Dressrosa. Okay, you know what? That's fair. My main complaint about Dressrosa is there's too many damn characters. Like, cut them in half. That's no, genuinely, that's fair. Get rid of Peckham's. Why do you get rid of Peckham's and keep the egg guy? Peckham's like kind of has an arc. That egg guy does not. Oh shit! Cut all of the Big Mom pirates except for Big Mom, Katakuri, Perospero. He cut Smoothie and Cracker. Cracker? Like there's a whole fight against Cracker. Oh my god. He's doing I can't get bogged down. Okay, yeah, cut the yeah, okay, fair enough. Then it cut yeah, you could cut Pythagoras. Keep all the rest, cut it.
Oh,
yeah, okay. Some of them he got rid of.
5 of them. I'm glad we
half of
wasted
those were
pages on
bullshit,
these
but
dudes
half of those
instead
were kind of
seeing
fair.
the Straw Hats actually have any kind of dynamic with each other. Who cares about that? I have to know the name of the weapon that fuck-ass Joe uses. Let's check out the Q&A corner, where the author answers only the most enlightened of questions from the 12th of year-old readers.
Who's fuck-ass Joe?
I'm so glad you asked. Fuck-ass Joe has a really interesting backstory.
What's wrong
My
with it?
editor said I couldn't
don't
include
get
it, so
this.
I
This is-
murdered him, because nobody tells me what to do. Anyway, he drifted through the Calm Belt, which has no currents, and you shouldn't be able to drift through it, but I forgot. Then
That was you said the exact opposite earlier in this same video. And this isn't even a critique because this is a made-up thing he's making up. Like, this is not, Oda never said anything like this, but you said something like this. You said that you could just go through the Calm Belt.
he
I'm
met another
so confused.
character and became a pirate. Thanks so much for your question.
I have 12
I don't get
emails,
what's wrong
30
with
messages, and a
The
proposal
SBS
due
is
by 10.
fine. My main
I'm
problem
already
with SBS
underwater.
is that you
I'm
just
in the
do
same boat.
I'm in an actual
like we get
boat.
main
I thought-
elements sometimes in the SBS and it's like potentially
Lick the syrup off of
okay.
Watch his breasts grow larger, negative space grows rarer, and the art gets sketchier and sketchier because the artist would literally rather kill himself than accept help from or credit any of his assistants. Don't.
What? I'm okay. I can't be getting
Oda
into
is
granular.
actually just being nice and making his art
No,
worse
he's
on
not.
purpose so that the anime doesn't look as
This art
bad
isn't
by
that bad.
comparison. He's reading
The-
too quick and easy.
Anime-
Switch
anime's
to the
already
anime.
sounds slow.
Watch as time slow down turns this angry broccoli man's one-panel Wii into a 10-minute long piss venture.
Yeah,
Hey,
he's right.
mister, this is old peas, not you peas.
Yeah,
This
no,
is
he's
simply
right.
not
The
up
anime's
to Toei's standard
ridiculous.
quality.
Just
I
in
know
Dressrosa.
it'll
Dressrosa
fix
made me
this.
drop it. Okay, Eva. Okay.
That's better. Listen, this is a very serious emotional story, but we don't want you to be sad when you read it. Remember, at the end of the day, there are no consequences to
Oh,
anything.
Pell.
Hit this bird with a nuke, he'll be fine. Put a bandage on him.
Okay,
he'll
yeah,
be
Pell.
fine.
Everyone
Abandon
agrees
your
this is a
children for inexcusably selfish reasons. Don't worry.
That's kind of funny.
He'll always love you no matter what. And that's why you should take care of yourself and not work yourself so hard that your coworkers have to force you to get surgery and to sleep. They all care about you. Your daughters
Yeah, he's going
care
crazy.
about you, Oda.
What?
You know what you can do to show them that you care about them?
Oh. Sexualize another child their age?
Dog.
No, Oda. That's wrong.
We're just like Rose got an actual B video. Oh, by the way, I was just thinking of something. Where was we were talking about Zoro, right? Being sexist. Like, bro misses the opportunity. Like Zoro. Why would you have Zoro be sexist when he's the least sexist character in the entire show? Right? He just is. If you want to, you can even say Sanji is kind of sexist just because he puts women. Like he objectifies women, right? That's a fair argument. Zoro he's just like chivalrous, which I guess is wrong. Like he doesn't want to. Like, are you talking about Monet when he doesn't kill Monet? Like he's sexist because he wouldn't kill Monet. He just used a regular attack without Haki cutting her in half, which, you know, since he's a Logia, she could heal from. Like, I don't get it. But you missed the opportunity to have the Zoro racist joke. That's all I know. You haven't read the you haven't read or watched the show. You just haven't. The Zoro racist joke, and you know, if you're not aware, every main character that Zoro fights against, Mr. One, black, the priest in Skypiea, black. The big burly chick in Whiskey Peak, black. King, black. There's a couple more, but I'm forgetting it. But it's like, anytime there's a black character, Zoro's always the one to fight him. So right, so if you want to make that, like, that's a funny joke. I you know, that makes sense within the story. Zoro being sexist, like, just doesn't, because he's not. He just isn't. And you know, I don't understand. Yes, Robin's a good character, but you don't gotta. People who like overhype Robin. It's like, yeah, she's a good character. She's not a fighter. She's a really great support character, and like the best part of the climax for Annie's Lobby 1 or 7. She's a very good, has a really good backstory and everything. But she's not Zoro. Zoro's a fighter. She is not a fighter. So it's like you can't compare the two. Anyways, I think we're about done with this. He was just, I didn't want to watch him hate, just straight up hating on Yoda.
No.
Yoda.
Thanks for watching. This video is...
Yeah, dude, this was kind of, I'm not gonna lie, some of these characters were kind of good, but like there's so much stuff through here that's like, yeah, you have not watched, like, you can't, these are very, very different arcs here. Very, very, like, Skypiea, Punk Hazard, like Punk Hazard's like a setup arc. Like, it's Skypiea is like its own self-contained thing. Punk Hazard is just a setup arc for Dressrosa, not comparable. Fishman Island is like a little, you know, I don't even want to talk about Fishman Island. I don't even like talking about Fishman Island. It's just, yeah, no. What angers me the most is he said, no, I'm not angry, but like what's most annoying is he's like, oh, you can just pass right through, and then here or something. Where does he say that? Yeah, right here. He's like,
which like has no currents and you shouldn't be able to drift through it. But I forgot. Then he.
So it's like, you know. Right, but you're just being like disingenuous because you want to make this funny joke here, which it's not even funny. Like, honestly, the amount of times I laughed in this, I mean, you can hear me. I'm like 2 or 3, right? I laugh at the Dawn Creek. Let's use some gas. It doesn't even work. That's funny. Oh yeah, bro, just hating on the Marines for some reason. Like, yes, there are bad Marines. So you can hate on a Kainu. Is he like the? I was gonna say, because like Aokiji is, you know, good. He's a good guy. He's trying to do the best he can. Kizaru, after Egghead, everything with him and Egghead, like he's not that bad. Fujitora is like an actual good guy. Green Bull, yeah, Green Bull's a jerk. Yeah, Green Bull's a bad guy. But Garp, you know, he uses those examples. Like, you're supposed to hate all these guys except for these ones, and it's like, yeah, because they're good people. Like they're not, they don't go out of their way to like commit genocide like a Kainu does. You know, it's like, just bro's not looking any deeper than just the title of like, oh, pirates good, Marines bad. And it's like, no, the pirates are the bad guys. Like, the Marines are actually kind of the good guys. There's a lot of bad eggs within the Marines, you know, Kainu and Green Bull, but the pirates are meant to be the bad guys. I mean, every single, like, almost like okay, I'm gonna start going through, like, all the warlords except for like Jinbei are just like bad people, or Kuma, and kind of Boa, I don't know, but like Doflamingo, terrible, he's a pirate. Moria, terrible. Mihawk is not the best guy, he just goes around killing people. What else is there? Crocodile, should I take over a nation? And then Kaido, bad. Big Mom, bad. Blackbeard, bad. Caesar, who's not even a pirate, he's bad. Like the pirates are meant to be the bad guys, and bro just isn't any deeper than that. So that's what I'm saying. This guy obviously hasn't read One Piece, but hey, at least he got, what is that, 222,000 views out of this. So, you know, that's awesome. So yeah, no, I just wanted to react to that real quick because I thought that was kind of ridiculous. Yeah, maybe he doesn't like One Piece. Yeah, why didn't he even mention Frankie? Oh my god, yeah, he didn't. Like he didn't even get like a fake shout out back here. Where was that? Was that where was it? Yeah.
Most interesting character
Like he
in
did.
One Piece.
She's a woman!
Sorry, I guess that's all the time we have. Marketable plushie, fish, bones. The rest.
Is that Frankie? Is the Sunny supposed to be Frankie? Like I don't even understand. Yeah, Frankie's like the best character. Oh my god. Frankie's downfall needs to be studied. All right, stop sharing. Frankie's downfall needs to be studied. Frankie from like Water 7 through Thriller Bark, godly run, right? Some of my favorite bits, like the Voltron that they do in Thriller Bark, like with Frank at the middle, and he's like, it's so funny, and how like he builds he Fortnite builds up to the oars. He does like the Fortnite stairs building up the oars. It's just hilarious, and he builds a bridge. So it's like, yeah, he wants to mention all these other characters, but he doesn't want to bring up Frankie. So yeah, I didn't really like that video. You know, there's a couple moments I laughed at, but it's just, you know, it's obvious he's never really. Some guy told him what he needs to know about the story, and then he just based the whole video off of that. He didn't actually read any of it. So yeah, I think that's probably going to be about it for today. We did the Kagurabachi chapter, which was pretty good. You know, another setup chapter. I'm waiting to see Samura again because, you know, he's my new favorite character. Even though he's a bad guy, I'm really enjoying him. So yeah, we're just waiting to see him again. They're bringing his daughter into it, and you heard it here first. My prediction is either that new Hishaku member or Chihiro's sword will like be unwielded either intentionally or unintentionally, and because of that, Samuro is going to show up in the middle of this, and it's going to just, you know, go crazy from there because they're trying to get his daughter and everything. So that's my prediction for that. Next week we got One Piece is coming back. We got another Kagurabachi chapter because Hokazono's taking no breaks. Like the closest thing we got to a break is when he did that like short little Sojo chapter 2 weeks ago, but he does not take breaks. And so we'll be back with him. And I'm catching up. I'm trying to catch up on Hunter x Hunter. It's something like this year I watched the anime and I caught up, and now I'm trying to catch up with the manga, but it's really freaking complicated. And I literally had to break out a notebook to write down like character names because I kept forgetting them, and it was very complicated. So I'm trying to catch up on that. So I don't know if there's still new chapters coming out for it though. If there are, I'll add it on to the, you know, Sunday chapter reviews and reactions. But if not, then I'll probably make a video about it. Right now I'm making a video about Egghead. It's just, you know, a whole like a general arc review and discussion. I've been working on it pretty much since last week on Sunday, and I am currently have 5 minutes of footage fully, you know, recorded and edited, and I'm looking at about 20 total just for part 1 of 3. So this is gonna be a massive project that I'm undertaking, but I'm hoping I'm gonna crack down this week. I'm in the flow. I'm hoping I can get the first video out by next Sunday, right? and or by next week. So I'm hoping I can get that out within a week. So, and then I'll just have to start working on part 2 and then part 3 from there. And the way I'm breaking it down is I'm doing part 1 is all the way up until we leave Egghead for the first time and do like that series of 10 chapters, which is like we get like the Shanks fight, the finishing of the Law fight, the Garp Pagino, so like that part. Just before then is when I'm ending part 1. Part 2 is going to start there and go all the way through the Kuma flashback and end with chapter 1104, which is, if you haven't seen spoilers, if you haven't seen read the manga, it's when Kuma shows up on Egghead. The real Kuma comes back to Egghead. So then as where part 2 is ending, and then part 3 is going to go from there all the way to the end, covering the whole finale. And yeah, so that's about all I got for today. So I'll see you guys next week, either with a new video, well, hopefully with a new video, but I'll definitely be here for the live stream. So yeah, thank you for watching if you enjoyed, and see you guys later.